This was like the last jrpg I ever had on the Super Nintendo. And I remember when I first played it, like I beat it in a week. Just because I was so like into it, right? Like it just never got dull. They made like a sequel, like Chrono Cross, but I don't know. Chrono Cross is kind of disappointing to me for a lot of reasons. I think the biggest thing that bugs me about it is the art style change. A lot of the latter JRPGs, yeah. And I remember being a kid, like I thought that was crap. I'm like, damn. And it's funny too, because now there's fan translations of all those like RPGs, and I really want to play them. Just, you know, even though I'm not big into JRPGs as much as I used to be, I feel like I owe it to like a younger version of me just to play them. Also, to me, this was like the golden era of JRPGs, was like the late Super Nintendo era. For the PSX era. A lot of people came into it with the PlayStation though because of Final Fantasy and its graphics. The settings on Super Nintendo JRPGs were kind of stale. Yeah! Kind of their fantasy settings. But that's what I like, though, is I kind of like the fantasy stuff. What lies beyond? God, what was I doing? What was I doing, guy? No, wait. Are we healed? I guess so. Hey, you know what I always liked is how you could change the window. Yeah, this. You can have it be this. Oh no, wait, no, that was Final Fantasy VI, where you could make it like really gaudy with the chocobo window. This was okay. Let's go. What was it? That? Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, like, the intro's really badass. On the PlayStation one, it's actually an FMV. I wonder if anyone's taken the FMV intros from the PlayStation and the DS and put it on a Super Nintendo ROM. I'm trying to figure out, did I come from that chain, or... Let's talk to people. Came here using the Skyway. Okay, cool. Use the Skyway and please hurry. Oh, I guess we go up. No, wait, no. I've come from the chain because there were bosses to fight. Wander around. Let's talk to this kid. Hey, what's up? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, sure. Definitely gotta heal. And you were robbed in the night. And the Earthbound ones lived as one. How could something like this happen? Miss Scholar, where have you gone? So it was the Enlightened Ones. Yes, it was! There's Melkor. Oh, you know, that's another great RPG I should play is Dragon Quest III on the Super Nintendo. That remake's badass. Don't even know your names. Though I could play Dragon Quest I on the Super Nintendo. I could beat that in like probably 5 hours. could beat that in a stream. Oh, I forgot about Suikoden. Forgot about that. And the other Konami RPGs like, damn, what was that other one called? It's not Vagrant Story, but it's, doing good on this? Yeah, everyone's equipped, for the most part. Vandal Hearts. Yeah, Vandal Hearts is really good. Though I heard there was a Saturn version of that. I wish someone would get off their ass and start translating the Saturn versions of Lunar, as well as Gradient Story or whatever. Okay, I'm going up that chain. Because I feel like those translations would be the easiest ones to do, because you just take the translation from the PlayStation versions and just port it to the Saturn version. Like, you don't even have to, like, get it translated. But I guess they're, like, low priority, because you can always play them in English on the PlayStation. But the Saturn version of those games was better. Which is kind of why I wish... It's why I'm holding out on not playing those games. Okay, so I have done this. Well, fuck, I don't know. That's the problem with, like, when you take a break from playing a JRPG, you forget what the hell you're doing. Some more modern JRPGs, you know, help you out. Like, you can talk to your party. Like in Phantasy Star, what's it called, 4 on the Genesis, you can talk to your party and they'll be like, oh, we're doing this. It's like, oh, okay, good. Or like Dragon Quest 8 or whatever, you can talk to your party and be like, oh yeah, this is what we're up to. It's like, okay, good. Thank God. So I guess I'm going after Scala. I don't think I have to travel through time. Luckily, there's no random encounters on this map, so I can just wander around and look. Oh, there's my ship. What's this cave? Cave. Okay. Ah, okay, well, that explains that. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's go into this. Skyway. Is the Skyway broken? It isn't? Oh. In Hassa? Dragon Quest. Oh, is that the newest Dragon Quest? Oh, is this Masamune? But at what price? What price indeed, Disappearing Man? Without... Who's the sleeping woman? The queen has given us everything! She nurtured magic which has advanced the kingdom. Does she just talk in her sleep like that? Recommend a modern JRPG would be that one. It is nice that they're starting to put those on PC too. But then again, I've always been a fan of Dragon Quest. Okay, I don't remember what the fuck I was doing, but I do remember that if you open these books in a certain order, you get like a thing. But no. I've been here. I've done this. We need to go to the main island and talk to someone important. Shit. Might not be for everyone. I really want to play Persona 4, though. A jar. The Blackbird. Let's go to the Blackbird. I'm looking for Dalton. Okay. Man, it's amazing how good the music is in this game for, like, a non-CD system. Nope. Wait, can I? The Ocean Palace, yes. There's only 2 doors? I thought there was 3. Losing my mind. Okay, so not here. Maybe in this cave? Oh, really? This is the center of the universe? So the center of the universe just has a naked new? Been out 2 years after. Would you scratch my back? Sure. Oh, that was a delightful exchange. Another new. Alright, now this one has 3. Here we go. Oh, crap. Damn it. Hey, I'm looking for the queen. Have you seen her? There's a save spot. Did I save there? Find out. Yeah, I'm thinking I better save there. Hold on. Okay, now let's go talk to this guy. Oi, what is the prophet allowed inside while I'm stuck with guard duty? Ah, there you are. Yes, here I am. Sooner or later, but I've no use for you anymore. Yeah, the GameCube, You know what's funny? The GameCube's not their worst selling console. It's the Wii U. Drill kick, bolt bite, falcon hit. I don't want to do falcon hit. What's bolt bite? Let's try that. Right, what do you got? You got ice. You got haste. Oh, let's haste it up. Marketing failure? Yeah, it definitely was a marketing failure. Oh no, you reduced my HP by half, you son of a bitch. I hate spells like that. Those are the worst spells, like Demi. Well, I mean, now that he wants us to attack, let's just haste it up. Bolt fight! Well, you know, you can't kill me if you just keep reducing my health to half. Let me tell you. I mean, if that's all you got, eventually we will never die. The new hip square. Yeah, they made it like a lunchbox with the handle. I think, well, the thing is, Nintendo really didn't want to use CDs because they hated Sony so much for fucking them over with the PlayStation. So they were looking for a way to like make a system but not have it use CDs, so that's why the GameCube used the mini discs. Also, they loaded faster. Rock throw? Stone? I can stone an enemy. Alright, that heals. Does anyone need healing? Chrono needs it. That's all he does, right? He just, like... halves my HP? Okay, well, let's just keep hitting him with the big rock throw. What, did he fart? He was like, burp? That's your spell? Oh, well, shit. What a pansy. You can carry it around. Yeah, I mean, like, it was small, you could carry it around. You could also, like, because I know a lot of people put them in the back of their cars for their kids. They also, I think Nintendo itself marketed, like, a thing that was an LCD screen that could, like, you know, you could play song it, and it could be, like, a portable system. They needed to center their own unique market and also kind of took over the 3DS. They kind of did. What's up, Mux Luxia? How you doing? I can't be beaten now. Well, I mean, too bad. You're not immortal. Man, he was easy. Am I playing Rocksmith again soon? I was gonna try to do one today when I woke up. And by today, I mean, like, because now it's like 12:54 in the morning. So, I'll probably wake up... because I'll probably go to bed at like 7 or 8 in the morning. And then wake up around 3 in the afternoon and try to do one then. Because I want to do one for Rush. Like a whole, like, Rush marathon. Take this portal. That's kind of your schedule. What do I think of sound? I mean, I go with tube amps all the way. I just feel like there's a certain warmness to the tubes that you don't get. Something scary is waking up. Something spooky scary. Oh god. Face the power of the Mammon Machine to its limits. You feel like the distortion sounds less controlled on tube? Yeah, well, that's the thing is Solid State, like, it has better distortion, but it also kind of has this more, like, oh god, what's that word? Like, it kind of has more of a digital sound to it. Like, it's too clean with its distortion, if that makes sense. Whereas, like, the tube gives it a little bit more of a dirtiness, but also gives it, like, more roomy. Also depends on the tubes you use. You dare disobey me, the Queen? Why do they get all this tech? Do I have a list of my gear? I mean, it's basically this JCM 800 Marshall. The tubes I got for it were, like, made in Germany. They were, like, primarily clean. I forget exactly what they were. And then I guess for the pedals, I use like a Dimebag Distortion MXR pedal. That's primarily like my big distortion. The rest is like, you know, a super chorus, light super chorus on that, and like an Earthquake Master or whatever for reverb. They're waking up a god. But it depends on the kind of distortion you're going for, right? Like, if you're going for... like, you want that Jimmy Page, like, 70s kind of distortion, you know, like the Black Sabbath distortion, or sort of like a Zakk Wylde distortion, like with Ozzy and stuff like that, then you definitely want to go tubed. If you want more of that, like, Metallica, Megadeth, kind of like, very, like, precise, clean distortion, then you want to go solid state. What does Eric Johnson use? I'm pretty positive he uses, like, tubed. Because he's got that ethereal sound, right? So that has to be like a tubed amp. Falcon hit? Oh, Falcon hit. Parents didn't care? I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're going for like that dirty kind of like 80s, 70s distortion, tube all the way, you know, like if you want to sound like Slash. But if you want it to sound like more like digital distortion, then you go the solid way. I'll tell you one thing though, solid state is probably nowhere near as heavy as tubed in terms of weight. So if you're going to be moving around a amplifier all the time, solid state might be the better way to go. PlayStation all the way. Yeah, I like Nintendo used to be the king of RPGs, you know, and that was like the big reason why you would get the Super Nintendo over the Genesis, even though the Genesis had like a lot of great RPGs. But what was funny was Nintendo fanboys at the time when they went on the N64, and before their big argument was like, yeah, we got all these RPGs, and then the N64 came out, and then like every Genesis or Sega fanboy would be like, hey man, what, you like those RPGs you got on the N64? They're pretty good, right? Like, yeah, well, we don't care about RPGs anymore. It's like, oh, bullshit! It's like, there's like 4 RPGs on the N64. Even the Sega Saturn had more RPGs than the N64. But man, if you liked racing games, the N64 was where it was at. And Tales of Fantasia. Isn't Skies of Arcadia like also on the Dreamcast, or am I thinking of something else? Do I play on my Marshall a lot? Every time I stream Rocksmith, I'm on the Marshall. I combine the sound from the Rocksmith, what's it called? Real tone cable along with the microphone so that like you can hear my amplifier. So I tend to have a beefier sound than most Rocksmith streams that just use the real tone cable. Also, recently, I just used just the real tone cable, and I remembered how fucking bad it sounds. Like, oh my god. Not on stream, though, but like in practice, I was just playing. No, I don't turn off the real tone. I keep it on, and then I have the amp, so I have a layered effect. So it's like having like a stereo guitar, like 2 guitars, so it beefs up the effect even more. I know I got like some kind of, yeah, there it is. Oh, so you had to, yeah. I had to deal with the ground loop too, but I got like a hum eliminator for that. But like, if you use the microphone in Rocksmith, and a lot of people like, you know, they don't do that. They use the microphone outside of Rocksmith. In other words, they use it on OBS. But if you actually turn on the microphone within the program, it's not cheap splitters. It doesn't matter what splitters you use. You still need a ground, like a hum eliminator. It has nothing to do with the splitters. It has something to do with like the wiring. Though some splitters, I guess, come with a hum eliminator. But yeah, if you mic up your amp along and use the microphone thing in Rocksmith, it'll sync up perfectly with the real tone cable, and then you'll get like this dual sound. Whereas if you try to do it like outside of Rocksmith, it's going to be really hard to sync up both sounds. Because one's going to be slightly ahead or slightly behind. Was on emulator? That's kind of funny because the Saturn's like the worst thing to emulate. Oh, you turn off the Rocksmith sound completely? That makes sense. I like how one of the complaints I got for playing Rocksmith was that I play the same songs. And I'm like, is that really a complaint? Because I mean, like, I guess you could say that same complaint to every band that's ever existed. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, Metallica plays the same songs. I play the same songs they've been playing since the 80s, for crying out loud. And then even if I was taking requests, it would still be the same songs. It would just be other people's same songs. Oh, the triathlon game on the Saturn? I gotta stream the Saturn more. Next time I got the Genesis hooked up, because they use the same cables, the Genesis and the Saturn, I have a little adapter. But the cable itself is exactly the same. Star Sword. So when I go back and heal, I should definitely go back and save. A good microphone for the amp. If your amp's loud enough, your microphone, like, as long as it's not like a cheap $5 mic, you should be okay. Like a headset mic, definitely not, like, you're not doing shit with that. You gotta get like something like, you know, like say like this microphone that I use, like you've probably seen it, the Yeti or whatever, some kind of room mic. You could get away with like a $20 mic, but only if you put it right up to the speakers. The reason why I have like this Yeti thing is so that I can, I don't have to have it like right up to the speaker. But if you go and look on my YouTube, I actually mic up the amp correctly, but then I don't talk. When I do the, when I post the single songs on YouTube. Wait, I can't even save. Because that's the other thing, like if I mic up the amp correctly, can't I do multiple microphones? I guess I could, but I don't have multiple microphones. Well, okay, I guess I could do one microphone in Rocksmith. That would be the one with the amplifier, obviously, right? Because you want to sync up the two sounds. The sound of the game as well as the sound of the amp. And then like another amp that you would use, or another microphone that you would use in OBS. So I guess it could be possible to use two microphones. I've been thinking about that because then I would get rid of the reverb. That I get, you know, when I talk through the mic. Which I actually don't mind using with the amp because it adds reverb for my amp. Yeah. The amp goes through the microphone in Rocksmith. That way I can hear it in the game. And that way when I stream it, people can hear it. And then it, like, Rocksmith adds a certain, like, it depending on the song, it will add reverb and shit to it, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Like, it's not like the most perfect thing, but it's much better than, like, just using real tone, that's for sure. Man, I'm amazed how, like, shallow real tone sounds. Like, but then again, like, people still watch those Rocksmith streams where people use nothing but real tone, and I'm just like, I guess people don't notice, or they don't, like, hear the difference, or whatever. Eyes are on. Oh, anything sounds better than the real tone cable. The real tone cable lacks, like... It's very compressed. It lacks space. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things wrong with it in terms of, like, I think it compresses the signal way too much. So you don't get, like, really good lows and really good highs. And then it tends to be a little bit on the high end, so sometimes it sounds a little too whiny and pinchy. And you don't get the nice bassy lows. Like, it's kind of trebly. Hey, what's up, Captain Kirk? How you doing? What ranges is it? I don't know, but it definitely is compressed. Wait, I need to use a all heal item, right? Let's power me. I got 10 shelters. Wait, how much magic do I have? Let's burn through magic. No, I haven't really done audio engineering. Panzers is fun. What, on the Saturn? No, I've been here. I've done video editing, but never, like, audio engineering, but I can definitely tell that the real tone cable is fairly, like, compressed with its signal. Yeah, and it's just way too trebly. Which kind of, like, especially on certain distortions, makes, especially like when you do, like, metal distortions on it, makes it sound a little too nasally, you know? Like, shallow sounding. I still think they could have, either partner with some kind of interface company, right? Or just come up with their own, like, interface, you know, like a better option for people that want to play Rocksmith but sound better. And just get, like, some other interface company to make it and then call it, like, the official Rocksmith interface. And then you wouldn't have this problem because you'd have more processing. You'd have the processor in the interface handle the sound a lot better than just, like, this, basically microphone wire that converts the sound digitally, which is what the real tone's doing. I can't hit them all with ice. Except that one. That's why the real tone has a lot of trouble with single coil, because single coil is not as thick as the humbucker. Have I tried using the external microphone option? I mean, that's what I've been doing. That's how I mix the two sounds. All my guitars? I mean, primarily most of my guitars, at least the ones I like the most, are my Epiphones. Oddly enough. Because I got that Les Paul Epiphone, Black Beauty, that I basically stuck Gibson parts in. And though I like my Gibson pickups on the Epiphone, it gives me this nice Jimmy Page sound. I will say that Gibson pickups are overpriced. Like, if you're going for a Jimmy Page sound, save yourself some cash and go Seymour Duncan. In fact, now I recommend Seymour Duncan pickups over any other pickup. I'm more of a Seymour Duncan guy. I just think bang for the buck, they do the best. And then I use those Ernie Ball Paradigm strings, right? I use like standard like 10s. I used to use heavies, like I used to go up to 11 on the high E, but I'm like, fuck that. Epiphone G400 Pro, is it even worth upgrading pickups? I don't know what pickups are on that. I mean, it depends, like if you like the sound of it, then not really. Or if you want to get a different sound out of it, like if you wanted to say go for active pickups. I assume though that like, actually, I know nothing about that guitar. Is that primarily like a metal guitar or what? Oh, it's an SG? Okay, so it's probably going for more of that old humbucker sound, like the rock and roll sound. So I think it should be fairly good enough for like Page sound or like blues. Unless you want them to be hotter than they are, then you could probably get like Seymour Duncan, or again go with the Gibson Burstbuckers. That's what I have in my Epiphone, is the Burstbuckers. They're like the hottest humbuckers that Gibson gives out. What was I even doing in this menu? Who knows? Who knows? Luckily, this game is so easy, I don't have to, like, min-max completely. And put Gibson pickups in them. I mean, that's what a lot of people do, is they buy Epiphone, right? And that's what I did. Is you buy the Epiphone because it's cheaper, and then you just change all the hardware to Gibson. And then it's like, it's good enough, you know what I mean? Like, you save like $1,000. Because I think Epiphone's woodwork is just fine. I think their fretwork is fine. Also, the guitar could always be upgraded. You could always upgrade the frets to like, does it sound exactly the same? I think there's people out there that say it won't sound exactly the same, but I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to electric guitars, I feel like electronics are what really matters. And once you put in like high quality electronics on the damn thing, like it should sound pretty damn close to like a Gibson. Magic, do we? And again, you could always upgrade. Like, even the Gibsons themselves, like, you know, aren't that great? Because it's not like Gibsons come with stainless steel frets. Right? So if you wanted to get that, you still have to upgrade your Gibson, so you might as well get the Epiphone and then just modify the shit out of that, and it would still end up being cheaper than like, you know, an off-the-rack Gibson. I'd only recommend Gibson if you got the cash, you know, like if you're the kind of guy that has that type of money to burn. But just buy a high-end Epiphone, like an Epiphone around 800 to like 1400. And then just trick it out with Gibson shit. You should be fine. Or even, again, to save cash, you could just go Seymour Duncan. As long as it like has quality like electronics, you should be just fine. Beatles played Epiphone. It's funny too because Epiphone used to be the high end, and then Gibson became the, you know, like Gibson bought them out and then made them the low end. Wait, how's my health? I definitely know someone's low. Yeah, she's low. Oh, that was a mistake, but okay. Yeah, when it comes to like Guitar Gear and Guitar Talk, like, everyone has different things. I mean, like, that's the thing, is like, it's hard to classify every little thing, but if you're really going for like great tone, and that's, again, that's more like, that's different to everyone's taste. It's every little piece of equipment, you know? Like, it's the amp, it's the effects, it's the strings, like, all that, like, affects tone in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like, you know, you don't have to worry about tone too much if you're never gonna perform in front of people, but, like, once you start going to, like, once you get it in your head that people are gonna hear you, you know, whether you're, like, in a band or playing at parties or whatever, right? Like, then you start to get obsessed with tone. Brutally competitive nowadays. I think the other problem with the guitar is that, like, a lot of it is there's now like cheaper guitars coming out of like Indonesia and stuff like that, right? Like that are just as good as the more expensive guitars. Because Gibson's been doing a lot of price gouge, like they've been doing a lot of like price hiking, you know, and they haven't stayed competitive price-wise either. What is a shockwave? But at the end of the day, you know, like, it's not like... The thing I don't get about guitars, it's not like I'm buying a guitar every year, you know what I mean? Like, once you kind of buy, like, 3 or 4 guitars, you're sort of like... You've kind of got your arsenal, you know? Yeah, that's the thing is, though, when you do buy a Gibson, they go up in value. But, like, even the more recent Gibson, like, guitars, I feel like are like 1,000 or 1,500 overpriced. But yeah, I guess you're right. If you look at it like an investment, you look at it like Mercedes, which is kind of the same thing. It's like an overpriced car. You get a BMW in the same class, but it would be like the same car, but it won't be worth as much. That's the one thing, it's like, if you get the Epiphone and you do all the modifications, it'll never be worth as much as Gibson. It's the Gibson name. But that, like, again, that's like, why are you buying the guitar? Are you buying it to play, or are you buying it as a collector, too? I feel like I've hit every switch here. Because, you know, you got guitar players like, what, like Willie Nelson or like B.B. King and stuff, and they haven't bought a new guitar in years. I mean, they'll play a new guitar every now and then, but they always have their old-ass number ones. Yeah, I've replaced my tubes like about a year ago. The tubes that were in my amp, because I bought it at like a pawn shop, you know, they were finally getting a little too dirty, and then I checked them out, and they were like these made-in-Russia tubes. So I replaced them with these German tubes. And now my clean sound's like way more pristine and there's like way less noise. And I kind of like the cleanest clean sound because then I can just add distortion over it. Does it sound a bit different? Just a little bit, yeah. Like, it doesn't sound as dirty, it sounds more clean, but it's still not like Fender clean. Yeah, the quality of the tubes makes a huge difference. Yeah, well, maybe not a huge difference, but it does change the tone of the amp. My amp used to be a lot scratchier, which I guess would be better if you wanted like more heavier distortion. But since I use a distortion pedal, what I wanted was a much more pristine, clean sound so that the pedal itself could come out and not be muddled with tube distortion. Yeah, they only last so long. I think I bought a kit, right? It cost about 150, 120 bucks. I forget exactly, but it was definitely over 100, but less than 200. And I got like, what was it? Like the 3 preamp tubes and then the 2 big tubes. There's also a specific way to turn on your amplifier so you don't hurt your tubes when you have a tube amp. For instance, you should turn it on like a good 10 minutes before you're gonna play it, and then keep it on standby so that the tubes warm up. That way, when you start to play it, because when you start to put sound into the amp, the tubes like heat up even faster, right? Because they're being pushed. So you want them to have kind of a nice warm thing. Yeah, that's what I do. Before I start a stream, I start out Rocksmith, which takes like 20 minutes to enumerate, and while that's enumerating, I turn on my amp so that the tubes start to warm up. So when I do play them and they warm up from the playing, they don't warm up like drastically fast. Makes the tubes last longer. Yeah, because you notice when you start up your tube amp, you can't hear it. Like it doesn't immediately start up. You know, like solid state, you start it up, you can immediately hear what you're playing. But a tube amp, it kind of like fades in. You want to wait until like when you first play a note, like you hear it as loud as you're gonna hear it, and then it's kind of warmed up. Oh, maybe it's that door. It takes like 20 seconds. I would wait a good 5 minutes or so after it's like, you know, while it's on, and then it should be like warmed up. Some say 10 minutes, you could go that route too. Capacitor's charging on the tube amp, right? That way the tubes aren't as stressed out, like, because they're already kind of warm anyways. I hit the switch. I guess I go back? Can I go behind this? Oh, nice. Oh, that thing's open. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and use a shelter, since I've been wasting all my magic. Then again, shelters are easy to come by, right? They're not like... Oh, thank you, Serial Wars. Oh, those beckons. The other side of the warm-up debate? There's another side to the warm-up debate? What's that side? Play it as soon as it starts? I didn't know there was another side to the warm-up debate. I didn't even know it was a debate. I just thought it was... This is something you do. Like... What is it, like flat earthers now? Are there people like, no, you shouldn't warm up your amp at all. You should piss on it and it'll make it sound better. Oh my god. Oh shit. Yeah, I do have a modded Super Nintendo controller. It's just my normal controller, but I put new rubbers and buttons on it. I gave it the Japanese colored buttons. If I had more money, I would collect more controllers. I would have like a Super Famicom controller, like a European PAL controller, you know, just for the fun of it. Just to have like different types of of controllers. I hear in the PAL regions, though, do I turn on my amp? Oh yeah, of course I do. Who doesn't want his audience? Yeah, I turn it on like as soon as I turn on Rocksmith before I stream, because Rocksmith takes so long to enumerate that I might as well have my amp on at the same time. That's a big elevator. Primarily, yeah, but then some of these, like some controllers, are so old that you either can't get the first party, or you have to get like reproductions. Who are these guys? Mage and Thrasher. I can Falcon hit some of them, right? I can Falcon hit all of them. Do I not plug in the cable until after it's I keep it on standby. You turn it on and you keep it on standby for like, those 10 minutes. Standby. You don't have a standby switch? Because I have two switches. I have the power switch and the standby one. And the standby one cuts off the input jack. It cuts off the input jack and it mutes the amp. And so, what you're supposed to do is use the standby switch to turn it on and off. Like let's say you're at a gig, you use the standby switch to turn it off so it stops making sound, but you don't turn off the power. Just have no input. I would still keep the thing plugged in. Because when you plug it in, you know how you make that like sound that you don't want that. Here, I'll fight them all, I don't care. Yeah, let's get this guy in here too. I get three of them. We'll be rich. What is it? Is it win the lottery? Because that's a pretty good one. That's my idea on how to get rich. Just step 1, buy a lottery ticket. Step 2, win it. Then you're done. Yeah, I guess you could just turn your volume knob all the way down. But the thing is, the reason why you don't do that with this amp is like, depending on the volume level, that's how like heated up your tubes are, right? So you put it on standby so that like the tubes stay at the same heat, so you keep the same tone. And then you put it on standby before you plug in an instrument or take an instrument out of it. Or if you're only going to turn it off for like 2 minutes, because you don't want to go through the warm-up phase all over again. Oh, is that guy firing fireballs? That sucks. Oh, they're in line. And a knife were made. We embody Melkor's dreams sealed within the knife. Oh, hurry if you plan to come. We're counting on you. Okay. Is there a save spot before I get to the queen? Because I'll be honest, I've been kind of half-assing this game right now. I guess that's why I like Chrono Trigger. It's not that hard, you know. You can kind of just sort of sleepwalk your way through it. Wild energy. Oh, a prophet. You know, the coolest ending, I think, is, what was it called? The Prophet ending. I was gonna say Tears of the Prophet, but that's Deep Space Nine. The Mammon Machine, Your Majesty, it's too dangerous. Quiet! Mother! Don't stop, Scala, we're almost there. Immortality will be ours. Zeal will have the glory it deserves. Wah! Too long have I waited! Dun, 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 dun. We must hurry. Oh, there's a safe spot. Let's kill these guys first. Let's waste all of our magic on them. Falcon hit. I like how she dances while Chrono's doing the Falcon hit. You know, like she throws him so fast that he's able to like pierce through multiple enemies, and while he's in the air, she does a little dance. You know what? I'm not even gonna heal. What do you think of that? That's called living on the edge. There goes the Falcon hit. Okay. Perhaps Ice 2? Some of these creatures are like immune to ice. Then they'll cast fire. Oh, it's those guys. Okay. Well, the ones that are blue can be hurt by ice. I'm guessing the ones that are yellow can be hurt by lightning. You want to use the right spell on the right enemies. Or just kill them with melee attacks. I mean, whatever. What am I? 54, 48. Now they got plenty of magic. Oh, really? They fuckers? We'll go with that. What are these things called? Blue Scout? And then there's Scouter, and then there's Mage? Drink this coconut water. Ooh. Oh, it's gonna be a bunch of fights on an elevator, huh? Well, luckily there's a pause button. Alright. Let's see, we got some genie things, and I'm just gonna use Falcon hit. Dark Hoss and genie. Muscle fusion? What? What? That's not that bad. Not as bad as Falcon hit. Where is that thing? Guy had a shield? Oh no, more! I'll be Falcon hitted. I don't know if I should Falcon hit these guys. I don't think I need to. Pretty vulnerable. Oh my god, really? How did you do that? Oh, she's got 1 HP. Okay, hopefully this is a safe spot here. Nope. Okay, that did nothing. Oh, I see, there's switches. I like how it's every different color, so I can't just, like, hit it with magic, but they didn't expect me to have this bullshit. Man, I forgot how effective Falcon Hit was in this stage of the game. Because it's a physical attack, it doesn't require any magic. I don't know, I haven't watched him or checked him out in a long time. I don't think he uses an amp at all. I know he uses pedals. The only people that I know that use, like, something that isn't the real tone cable is, like, Wrath. Yeah, I pretty much do. But, like, cause Wrath uses a, an interface, right? Berserker uses an interface for his bass, and Felipe uses an interface, but I don't think Stallion does anything but, real tone. I could be wrong, I mean, like, it's been, like, years. But basically, rule of thumb is all the popular Rocksmith streams don't use any kind of, like, external thing. They're just happy to just be lazy and use the real tone cable. And not give a shit about their sound, because their audience clearly doesn't care. You know, like, they don't care if they're good players or if they sound good or anything. It's just kind of fucking ridiculous. I better keep my mouth shut, huh? I might get in trouble. Wait, I have Luminaire? Oh, I don't have Luminaire. Shit. I'm so close to it, though. 635. Oh, she's gonna unlock Tailspin. See, once I unlock Luminaire, what happens is Chrono summons Luminaire from, Beauty and the Beast, and he shows up and he's like, I'm a Luminaire! And then he, like, burns the enemy with his hands. And he sings a song about being your guest. A better sound with, like, a Universal Apollo? Maybe. So you really want to unlock Luminaire, it's a pretty good spell. Should I use a shelter? Yeah, let's use a shelter, because there's clearly a boss fight coming up. Clearly. What does Power Meal do? Recovers from blah. Do I have any, like, power tabs that I'm not using? Organize. Like, be our guest, eat our food. Oh, it's Dalton again. You made it this far. Maybe I underestimated you. Kick my ass a second time. What's up, G? How you doing? But this is the end. They will take care of you. Tell you a joke? People in the music section usually care more about equipment than Rocksmith. Really? I don't notice that one. I notice guys that sound like total shit making like, you know, getting 300 viewers. Want to hear a joke? Successful Rocksmith streamers. There you go, G. Depends on the streamer. I guess. Maybe I just shouldn't stream Rocksmith anymore and just stream like guitar and then maybe try to get those people. You know, I've been told that too. It's like, maybe you shouldn't, like, you know, just get rid of the Rocksmith thing and just do like nothing but improv. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I should. No, I don't even get to 20, man. When I do a Rocksmith stream, I get like 10, 15 people. I've never gotten that many. Like, at my heyday, I was getting, like, the highest I ever got was, like, 50. So you can see why I became very disenchanted with even trying anymore. It's like, I go out there, I got this, like, amplifier and stuff like that, but people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, like, memey shit. And then when you don't take requests, you get like no views. So it's kind of like, eh. And then when you play Rocksmith, you get literally no respect from anyone else in the music channel too. That's the other thing I like too. Even though all the other guys do is just fucking solo over shit by finding the key, like that's so fucking hard to do. So it's kind of like it's not even worth it. I'm dead. These guys kicked my ass. Unless something magical happens here, which is not gonna happen. Yep. Luckily, I saved. Piano players playing by ear? I don't really have much of an opinion about that, since I don't play piano. I just concern myself with guitar players. Primarily. Hypocrite channel. Alright, so definitely want to use the shelter. Let's just solo over a backing track. Yeah, there kind of are. And they act really arrogant. Or at least there used to be. Like, again, I don't hang out in the music channel anymore because I just got sick and tired of the politics. So now like, the only time you see me on the music channel is when I'm playing music. Because I used to help out these other streamers, right? That, you know, remember I used to raid people with like 60 or 70 people? You know, and then they'd kiss my ass, but then when they got big, they'd do shit for me. Like, they wouldn't raid me, they wouldn't do crap for me. You know? So after that, I decided I'm not helping anyone out. Fuck them. I'm tired of being a nice guy. And basically getting stepped on. So that's the hypocrisy. And also the other hypocrisy is they only raid each other. They only raid, like, people that are in the know. You talked to someone about this tonight. Don't give yourself away, they will eat you. Yeah, that too. But like, unless you're in the clique of the guys that just constantly raid each other, you know, and you're just fucked. So you gotta go. So basically, if you want to make it a music channel, you gotta go kiss someone else's ass so that they raid you. And there's all this like politics and shit. It's like, fuck that. I'm just gonna go out and play. I don't even care anymore about being successful. I'd like to be successful, but I just see like if there's no way. If it was about being good at the guitar, I'd be successful, but it's not about that. It's about like a whole bunch of other shit that I refuse to like deal with. And I used to network a lot, right? Now I just don't. Because again, I got burned. You know, and when you get burned, you're kind of like, at least for me, it's like, you know what, fuck it. I gotta try and get this combo here so I can heal. Yeah, I wish it was about that in audio quality, but really it's about mugging the camera so that people click on your thumbnail. So always make a stupid face, you know? Yeah, basically once you get burned, you start to burn. You got kicked out of Sharpie stream for standing up for yourself? I'm fucking dead again! Okay, I clearly need to level up more. Either that, this is not the party combination to have, but I don't know. Like, who else could I... I got a healer. She just dies immediately, and then I'm fucked. Do you play Sonic games? Yeah, sometimes. Sonic is like Mario to me. I don't play it too much because I played it so much as a kid, but every now and then I feel like playing Sonic. I might have to grind. Yep, well, that was Chrono Trigger.